So I had problem number 49 for my review guide. And I had the question that says, it has been determined that 15% of drivers checked at a road stop do not wear seatbelts. If an officer stops 100 drivers at random, what is the probability that exactly 15 of them will not be wearing seatbelts? What is the probability that exactly 16 of them will not be wearing seatbelts? So we know that it has been determined that 15% of drivers checked at a road stop do not wear seatbelts. And then we are asked, if he stops 100 drivers at random, what is the probability exactly 15 of them will not be wearing seatbelts? And then we have another equation that says, what is the probability that exactly 16 of them will not be wearing seatbelts? So to get into the math part of it, we use the parent function. And the parent function is x bin of n comma p. So this is our equation, and n equals the number of observations, and p equals the success. So our actual equation goes into be bin 115, because that's the first problem that we're finding. So for our first step, we're going to have our 100 drivers stopped at random, and then we're going to enter in the calculator the NCR button, and then we're going to do 100 choose 15, and then we're going to multiply that by 15 raised to the 15th power. And then this is the percentage of drivers that we want to not be wearing seatbelts. And then we're going to multiply that by 85% raised to the 85th. So this number is the 15% stopped with no seatbelt. And then this is the rest that have seatbelts. So once we enter all this into the calculator, our final answer is about 0.11%. So that's our final answer for number 1. So then for number 2, we have to do what is the probability that exactly 16% will not be wearing seatbelts. So then we do the same equation. We do 100, and then in the calculator we would go to the NCR button, and we would enter 16 because we want 16 people to not be wearing seatbelts because that's our success. And then we would multiply that by 15 again because it's out of 100%. And then we do this one, and then we raise it to the 16th power because that's how many we want to not be wearing seatbelts. And then we would multiply that by 85 because that's the rest of a percent. And then we would raise that to the 84th because those are the rest of the people which would be our failure because they are wearing seatbelts. So when you enter this in the calculator, you get 0.01 or like 0.10. So that is your 2 answers for the problem. And then 2 mistakes people usually make is messing up our successes or failures. So our success would be the people who are not wearing seatbelts because that's what we're trying to find. And then our failure would be people wearing seatbelts. And then another mistake people make on this problem is when they enter the 100 choose 15 or 100 choose 16, they don't enter it in the calculator right. So to do this, you have to go to math, and then you have to go to PRB, and then you have to go to NCR. So that's our problem, and thanks for watching.